Okay, and up next we have Rubicon. And Rubicon is an innovator in sustainability, providing smart waste and recycling solutions. So with Rubicon's Smart Cities as a Service software, we have, it's really designed to increase able to run more efficiently by essentially turning existing vehicles into roaming data collection centers. So Rubicon's platform enables solid waste departments to reduce operating expenses, improve citizen satisfaction, and work towards long-term sustainability goals. So today from Rubicon, we have Katie Gwathmey, our Smart City Senior Manager. Thanks, Katie.
Thanks, Danielle. Can everyone see my slides and my face?
Yeah.
Excellent, great. Awesome. Well, thank you everyone for listening today. I want to, again, thank AWS and the partnership. I'm very excited to be speaking today about Rubicon and to give you a little bit more information about our smart city solution called RUBICONSmartCity. And, like many of the other, companies on today, our solution is built on AWS and, on their cloud services, and really enabled by that. And like Jeff said, it enables our team to really focus on what the cities need and utilizing kind of best in class, infrastructure that AWS houses. So happy to be here today and happy to be talking about solid waste. And so you might be thinking, okay, taking a little bit of a veer here, but solid waste is actually one of the ways that governments interact with citizens on a weekly basis. It is, everyone has to put out their trash, and everyone expects their trash to be picked up on time and in a clean manner. And as such, it's one of the ways that government can really build trust and build a strong relationship with its citizens. It also leads to, when things are going wrong or when there are issues, it's a major driver of 311 calls. 311 calls, if you look at any of the open 311 data, you will see tremendous amounts of 311 calls around missed trash, missed recycling, missed bulk pickup. Lots of this information is flowing in or related to solid waste. And as such, that's how we really, key into the system. We help city governments make their operations more efficient and more reliable and more flexible, and help provide a real feedback loop to citizens that not only help with citizen satisfaction about pickup and increase the efficiency of it, but also help protect the workers that are out there every day doing the job every week. So a little bit of background on Rubicon before I dive into the tech. Rubicon is a technology company founded in the solid waste space. We're 10 years old, and there's really two major sectors of our business. The first is where we started, and it's around, we work with Fortune 500 companies like Best Buy at 7-Eleven to manage their waste and recycling portfolios. And I just note this because I want to note we come from the solid waste space. This is where our expertise lies. We understand the pain points related to picking up the trash and recycling, as well as a number of other public works department functions. And that's what has informed the development of our technology. And around 3 years ago, we ported technology that we had built for the commercial side over to the municipal sector, because we recognized that this was an issue that governments were facing as well. We tailored it, we customized it, and we launched RUBICONSmartCity. And to date, we have been, our technology has been deployed in over 65 cities. We're working with governments to improve their solid waste operations. And, I'll hop into a few examples as we go through, but it's been a really great journey to date. The only other thing I wanted to note on this slide is, like Brian said, we also are a mission-driven company. We're a certified B Corp. We're one of the largest certified B Corps alongside, Patagonia and Ben & Jerry's. It's something I personally take very seriously. It basically means that we are balancing our mission to make a profit as well with making and meeting a social and environmental goal as well. And on Rubicon's side, our goal is to end waste. And it's a very lofty goal, we know, but it's not only physical waste, it's wasted time, wasted effort, wasted taxpayer dollars, and we really think about it holistically. So diving into the technology, like I mentioned, the main things that are really driving this is around the pain points that we understand citizens are facing and governments are facing related to solid waste operations. And the pandemic has only highlighted how crucial these operations are and how important they are. And we have a bunch of different hardware components that we can put into the trucks of various city vehicles to improve the efficiency of the operations and also help cities better manage and operate on a more flexible and reliable scale that can change as situations are changing like the pandemic. So a few quick high-level notes on our technology. There's a few hardware components that you can put into the trucks and we mix and match based off of city needs. The first is a pod device. That's basically a table stakes device that goes into the computer of a garbage truck. And it provides AVL, telematics data, information about driving behavior, so acceleration, hard braking, as well as fault codes. And so fault codes are really just an industry term on if there's anything wrong with the engine or diagnostically wrong with the truck. And you may think this is very unique or niche, but it's really important because garbage trucks are extremely expensive assets. They're very heavy duty vehicles. And if a truck crashes on route, it's unsafe. It's an issue for public safety. It's an issue for governments to have to come back out and pull it out, as well as, it's an expensive asset that has broken down on site, and it's just a pain. So that's basically what that pod device provides. These are things you can find across the board. We work with Geotab. There's a bunch of different pod providers out there. What we layer on top of that is our Rubicon X device. This is basically a driver app. It's a driver tool to provide the items that they need to do their job, as well as to capture what is happening along the route. And I'll dive in a little bit more about this, but it's an app. We can provide phones for governments. We can provide tablets. We can also just provide the app. So if you have devices on hand, which a lot of cities do, you just simply can download the app from the App Store and start utilizing it. The third and final piece is what we call Rubicon Vision. And this is more of a next generation technology that is using artificial intelligence and machine learning to look for items, to specifically look for a specific community issue. And I'm going to use potholes because we've heard it in every other presentation, and I think it makes it a nice tie-in across all of our pitches. But for example, we are training this device to look for potholes specifically. And so we'll talk a little bit about that and how that can lead to more proactive government service a little later, but that's the third component of our software platform. All of these devices send information back to a portal where you simply log in and can really start to look at data analytics, understand your operations, and view things in real time. Okay, some more details and on the actual in-cab interface. And so this is, like I said, it's a tool for drivers. And one of the biggest things that we do for cities is that we help digitize their operations. This means digitizing the routes that drivers are taking every day as they go about their way of maneuvering the city to pick up the trash. In a lot of cities, this has not yet to be done. And a lot of cities in COVID faced major issues because none of their routes were digitized, and drivers, who were unfortunately calling out sick or are quarantining, new drivers there couldn't be replacement drivers. They didn't know where to go. This was the case in the city of Baltimore, one of our partners, and we worked with the city to digitize their operations so that if a driver called out, a new driver could easily step in and understand where to go, have turn-by-turn directions, and complete a route as needed. So it seems simple, but it's a very important step to increasing the resiliency of cities, as well as the ability to respond to major changes when solid waste operations can't be just shut down. And so what we provide here for the driver is this. You'll see the login screen where a driver can log into a certain route. You can see the overview of the route, or the little dots are the houses that the driver is looking to complete. And most importantly is that the software, as the driver is going about their routes without any interaction, the software is verifying service. And so this is super important because it is helping cities understand where they have provided recycling or trash services for their resident. If there is an issue, so let's say, we always joke about this, there's a perfect route, no issues on the curb. The driver would just simply leave the device and run the route, and he or she wouldn't have to do anything. That's never the case. There is always an issue along a trash route. If there is an issue, the driver can simply tag an exception. And you can see here, there's a various items that a driver can note, and they're all customizable, not out, contamination, blocked item, illegal dumping. These are all things the driver can simply tap and tag to an address, take a photo, and that all transfers back on the back end to a portal where you can review and provide real-time feedback to citizens. And there's a bunch of different other features that we provide for drivers to help them run their routes more effectively and safely. But these are just some of the main items I wanted to highlight today. Speaking, moving on to now what you would see on the back end, some of the, the portal view of how this data from the truck translates into insights that you can act upon on a day-to-day basis. What you're looking at right now is a screenshot of our route tracker. Like I mentioned, COVID-19 provided many issues for city governments around solid waste. Digitizing their operations provides this type of insight that managers can now understand and see how route progress is going. You'll see this little, this bar down here. It is showing a route and the progress that a driver is making throughout it. This pie chart is just looking at how many routes are in progress, how many are incomplete, and then you'll see these issues. These are where drivers have logged exceptions at the curb where they have encountered an issue. This is very important in this day and age because we will continue to face stresses to the system. With climate change, we will continue to face major events that cities need to respond to. Having a flexible, digitized system for solid waste is critical for that. It enables cities to move stops, to adjust routes, to give drivers the tool to respond to those changes so that they can complete their routes and get the trash picked up, which is a public safety priority. And so, this is just a quick view of how easy it is to view and understand when a route's falling behind. And there's many, many tools about how you can adjust them to make up that progress. Like I mentioned, the other piece is around verifying service and reducing go backs. So this is the note around the 311 calls. Say Miss Smith calls up and says, you missed my trash today, please come back and get it, which is something that is reported all the time. The software enables 311 agents and anyone else who is addressing 311 calls to provide real-time feedback to that resident based off of the verification. You can search an address, and if an issue has been reported, like a not out, 311 agent can simply say, we were there at 8:02. We have a photo of your bin at your house, and so we will not be able to provide, we will not be coming back today, but please remember to put it out before 8 a.m. That kind of feedback is critical. And in one of our partner cities, the simple interaction reduced 311 calls related to solid waste missed pickups by 57%. So it's not only a tool for supervisors or managers to understand if routes are being completed by their drivers and to see where service is provided. It's also a tool to provide education and feedback to citizens. And we've seen this being, employed very effectively. Another add-on feature, and this is where the potholes come in, is changing the model and thinking about how do we provide proactive government service. So instead of waiting for a citizen to report a pothole, how can a vehicle, which is traveling up and down every city street, it's one of the only vehicles, garbage trucks, that goes up and down every street. How can we use that vehicle to identify issues along as they go about their journey? And so this is where the new camera comes in. This is where some of our additional insights come in, where the driver or the camera is reporting these issues before the citizen has to. And so we're looking about how do you change a reactive government service to proactive government service. And this is just a view of kind of what those insights look like on our back end. I know I'm at a little close to time, so I'll keep this brief. I did want to just touch on one of our case studies with our partner city, Kansas City, Missouri. And this is one of our, our key stars that have implemented RUBICONSmartCity across their 80 sanitation vehicles. Like all cities we worked with, we digitized all of their data. We also integrated with their bulk scheduling applications so that when a citizen reports, signs up to have a bulk item picked up, like a mattress or a refrigerator, it flows automatically into our system. We can route it the most efficient way, and that provides that driver turn-by-turn directions for how to complete it, reducing greenhouse gas emissions related to wasted miles, as well as vehicle wear and tear. And just the quotes speak for themselves. It increased, our partner Michael Shaw, the director of Public Works, citizen satisfaction increased in solid waste collection by 17%, and we've identified over $2 million in cost savings related to the technology. So with that, I will say thank you for listening. We are listed on a number of procurement consortiums, including Sourcewell, HVAC Buy, and AWS Marketplace. If you are interested, I would love to show you more about our technology and actually, go into a demo. You can reach me here at this email or number, and I appreciate your time. Thank you so much.